Hey everybody, welcome to another musing by me. So today we're going to talk about something that's slightly contentious. I'm going to talk about imposter syndrome. That feeling where you just feel that somebody is going to uncover that you actually don't feel like you know anything, or that you just feel like a fraud. It's amazing actually that once you start digging into this, it's a widely known phenomenon. And a number of really famous and successful people have found it. But it really drives, I guess, the questions of doubt. And certainly in times and challenging times when we are uncertain as to what's going on, we can really begin to doubt ourselves. So what can we do about it? Or how does it manifest itself to begin with? Well, there are a number of ways that it can do that. You could be a perfectionist. So everything has to be absolutely spot on before you decide to go for it. You're not massively high expectations. Conversely, you could be an expert. So you need to know everything about a particular topic before you pursue it. So you might not want to speak up in a particular scenario in a group setting because you don't feel like you have all the facts, yet the chances are you are just as much of an expert as anybody else, and your opinion is definitely valid. Could be a natural genius. So these are the people that often find things naturally quite easy, but when things don't go well, they struggle to pursue them, or struggle to continue with that feeling of not feeling good enough. Soloists have a tendency to want to do everything on their own. If something doesn't quite go according to plan and they feel like they have to ask for help, that can really knock them back and make them feel like an imposter, saying, why can I not do this on my own? And I guess finally there's the Superman, Superwoman type approach, where there's an expectation that they have to be achieving a lot and they have to do everything and they have to exceed everybody's expectations, almost just that superhero approach. Now, I'm not saying that we all have any or some of these, but I'm sure that at some point or another you can identify with how this feels. That moment of self-doubt where you think, actually, am I good enough? Is it only a matter of time before somebody says, you know what, we found you out, you're a fraud? Well, I'm desperately hoping that doesn't happen, but if it does, what can we do about it? One of the things you can do is break the silence. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody and say, you know, this is how I feel. More often than not, when you say something out loud, either you will make yourself smile because you'll think it sounds ridiculous, or somebody will be able to help you. A problem shared is a problem halved, after all. You do really need to separate feelings from facts. Just because you feel like a fraud doesn't mean that you are actually a fraud. What goes on up here can easily trick us into thinking many things, and we separate, by being able to separate reality from thought, means that we give ourselves the best possible chance moving forwards. Why not accentuate the positives? Don't overstress. And you know what? Forgive yourself when shit goes wrong. But why not learn from it and move forwards? Don't overcommit. Don't overthink. Don't over-engineer. Don't make stuff up that just isn't there. Acknowledge what happened, learn from it, put it to one side. We have to talk about writing the rules. So, you know, every time you go for a job interview, what is the trigger that makes you have those self-doubt moments? Why not write them down? Put them in a note on your iPhone or whatever the note-taking app it is that you have, and understand what is it that triggers you to have those moments of self-doubt. Next time, try and avoid it. So, you know, if you have to take a different route, or you have to get yourself ready in a different manner, or do something differently that means that you don't create that trigger, do it. That's one thing that we can all do. We can change our environment, we can change our habits, we can change our approach, because I guarantee you'll be surprised at how that works out. I mean, ultimately, there is a case to be said of fake it till you make it. I'm personally not a massive fan of that approach, but that is certainly an option. I mean, there are some pretty high-profile stories around how those successful men and women have actually faked it till they make it. If you are comfortable with doing that and you believe you can, then go for it. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't beat yourself up unnecessarily. You know, a lot of us have been through studying, and we've learned hard, and we've put a great deal of effort into getting to where we are. Don't let your mind undo all of that hard work. Don't let it hold you back. Because if I look through some of the people who are have suffered from imposter syndrome, we've got Sheryl Sandberg, very, very successful businesswoman. David Bowie was another one. I mean, he did all right for himself. Serena Williams, Howard Schultz of Starbucks fame, and Natalie Portman, the actress. All these people have succeeded despite kind of the mental doubts that go on. Now, let's not be confusing doubt and overwhelm with a mental health piece, because that's not the purpose. It's that niggling thought of just going, am I good enough? Of course you bloody are. You know, back yourself. I genuinely believe that we are more capable than we realise. Whether that's in the workplace, on a sporting context, in the families, you know what, you are definitely more capable than you realise. You just need a push. If you're interested in finding out more about imposter syndrome, I'd encourage you to look up a lady called Valerie Young. She's widely regarded as a key leader in this space. But you know what? Doubt is normal. Just don't let it control your actions. And with that, I will see you soon.